With one of my besties visiting, it was time to make the most of blackberry season out on our land. The blackberries, with their different ripeness and colours, remind me of the cycles of life and how we all reach our own readiness in our own time. The blackberries are actually out of control though, and as a rural landowner, there is a duty of care to manage the weeds. So one of the first big tasks in returning the land to its most natural state will be removing them, as delicious as they are. They've clearly taken over, so the job of getting rid of them will begin this year, since they're toxic to the native vegetation. While the land is looking barren below, with the only green being the blackberry bushes, the grass is actually incredibly long. This is both positive and negative. It's not good as it increases the bushfire risk, which anyone with acreage in the region is dealing with at the moment after such big rains last year. And everyone I know with a slasher to make it shorter has no time to spare. But it also increases feed for stock, like cattle and sheep, and for the wildlife, like the kangaroos, on land that is often desperate for feed through times of drought. Either way, this land continues to change every time I visit.
This dream has just about killed me, maybe 100 times so far. But that's what dreams do, you know, they test you to your limit. It's like a test of commitment. But whenever I've just been overwhelmed by it, and this is starting back to when I first found the land and realised I was going to pack up our comfortable life up in the Tweed Shire and move down here. Even then, you know, even then I was scared. But what keeps me going is remembering the pain and anguish of the regrets of people I used to look after. And as hard as this can be sometimes with the blackberries overgrown and, oh my goodness, I haven't even gone into 1,000 things that have challenged me along the way, but the thing that always gives me strength is knowing that at least I'm not going to regret it, because the anguish and the heartache I witnessed in my patients during those years was so powerful, left such a powerful impact on me that I know nothing will ever be as hard as lying on your deathbed with the regret of not having tried. So every time I get challenged, life reminds me of that, but it also blesses me in small random ways. And I came out here this morning a lot earlier. The sun's still on me there. I can feel it's warming up a bit, but I'm out here a couple of hours earlier than what I normally would be, and just that soft breeze and the soft light. It's not as soft as it would have been an hour ago, but still, it's probably about 8:30 in the morning. And it's not too hot, so the birds are still out. In the middle of the day they stop singing. But I've also learnt with dreams that a huge part of it is faith, and whether that's faith in yourself or whether that's faith in a higher power, however you define divinity, it's always a test of faith, because no dream is linear, and it's not going to turn out exactly as you think. And so there's faith when you have to readjust or just keep going when you don't quite know how things are going to unfold. And we've had to make some changes. I've had to make some changes. I say we, but I'm just talking about me and my 11-year-old. So I've had to make some changes on where we're going to build straight away, or where we're going to build first. And just other things along the way, just things I'm finding out about the land and the area. But if I can see it as an adventure, then when it really challenges me, it doesn't overwhelm me so much. It just challenges me, and I think, okay, do I have to pivot here, or do I have to pause, or do I have to make a very confident decision? Trixie, here. The neighbour's cows are here. Trix, come here. My dogs have never seen cows before. I mean, I grew up with cows, so they're all coming up. We've got like 6 cows. Come here, Trixie, here. Come on, darling. It's all right. They're our friends. Hey, you guys. It's all right. No point barking at them. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, that we have to be flexible with our dreams, and no amount of pain and resistance or whatever else we have to grow through to make them happen is going to be as hard as living on our deathbed with regrets. Hello, you cows. You right there, sweetie? Hey. Get out. Get out of that. Hey. These are exactly the moments I was just talking about when, I know it's just a bunch of cows, but it was so random that they all just showed up here, and it's these little things that bring me delight, that remind me why I'm doing this, rather than the challenges overwhelming me or testing me so hard, which they do, which they will for any of us, for big dreams. But then I just have these gorgeous creatures just hanging around. I don't even know how many there are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 of them up here now, and they're all just hanging around my desk, smelling my cameras and my books and everything, freaking the dogs out. Tickles was here at my feet. Trixie's still hiding under the table, but they have to get used to them anyway. They have to get used to other animals, and they will in time. Cows are by nature very gentle. Well, there's this one pushing the other. But it's little things like this that just bring delight, and when I can focus on that delight, none of it feels hard. All of it just feels like an unexpected blessing to just enjoy the random things that nature will keep delivering. Oh, there's a few more down there as well. This is great. They're eating our grass. Thank goodness. There you guys. Today is the last day I'll be here and see it in its rawest form, its absolute raw form, and the only changes I've made in all the time since I bought it was to put this table here and to pull down a fence here because I couldn't access some of the rocks I wanted. So I'm just going to spend some time in silence out here now and in gratitude for this land, and just give it a blessing and thank it for the disturbances I'm going to make upon it while I settle in, and certainly the disturbances I'm planning on making are very small compared to what could be done. But it still feels like the end of a time, but it's also the beginning of a time. So I really just need to sit on a rock or two and do some meditation and blessings to the land. It's beautiful and a one country.
The earthwork has begun. It was a moment to remember, seeing the truck and equipment arrive. There have been so many steps, large and small, but there comes a time when you just have to make the decision and get on with it. I'm so glad to see some progress. So this is it. We've just had this land cleared. It looks quite like a huge area, but we're actually going tiny, and so a lot of this is for the shed, which we'll need for the solar panels. So I've decided not to build on the hill yet. It's pretty windy up there, as you know. It's pretty windy everywhere. But to build something up there, it has to be very solid, and it's my forever home, and I want to get it right. Not just for what suits me, even though I just want something simple and homey, and my needs aren't massive and fancy, but it has to be practical, and I'm not ready to, I don't know the land well enough yet. So what we're doing is we're putting a house here to live in, and we may be in it for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, forever, I don't know, and I don't care at this point. I'm taking that sort of pressure off myself, and which feels really nice. And so the hill will wait, but it's only a short walk, as you see, it's only a short walk up there. So it's a really good distance for me with my limited walking. I've sort of timed it that way that there'll be a lot of incremental exercise just through enjoying the hill but living down here for now. So this pad has just been finished. Gotta get the hat! Got it! So I thought I had to go to Antarctica. It was on its way south. So this pad is for, look out puppy, hey sweetie, this pad is for our first house, and there's 11 lots of land around here in this community for sale, and all independent of each other but all being sold around the same time, and each of those blocks is zoned to have 2 houses on it, which is great. So it means that why am I bothering? So it means we can put something small here and get to know the land and get to know the seasons and the hazards and the beauty before we actually build up on the hill. So this is our first step. It's fantastic. They've done a great job. Thank you for tuning into this vlog, and all of them if you have so far. I actually have to take a break now for a little while. I've realised that I'm juggling more than is healthy for me, and I have to focus on the actual house build and all the minute details that come with that. I'm also about to embark in a rather large writing project, and it needs my full focus. So I look forward to showing you the house journey a bit further along, when the house is actually on the land. It's being built off-site, and then it will be brought onto the land. It's still got a while to go though. There's nothing happening inside really at the moment, but the outside frames are up, so that's exciting. But I have to just send you my love and say bye for now, and look forward to when we meet again in this capacity. And in the meantime, just remind you that dreams unfold one step at a time, and we have to grow into them. We don't just arrive there ready. And thank you so much for sharing the journey as I grow into my dream.